I've always been a sucker for tech projects, so when I saw a beat-up iPhone 13 at the bottom of a cardboard box in a suburban driveway, I handed over $5 without thinking twice. The screen was cracked, but after a night on the charger and a cheap DIY glass replacement, it flickered to life. The weird part was that it wasn't wiped. There was no passcode, and the previous owner, a guy named Marcus, was still logged into everything. I know I should have just factory reset immediately, but curiosity is a slippery slope, and I started scrolling through his notes app. It wasn't the usual grocery lists or passwords. It was a meticulous day-by-day log of every interaction he had with his girlfriend, his boss, and his parents, rated on a scale of 1 to 10. The last entry was from 3 months ago, and it simply said, "They're starting to notice I'm not him. I need to find a replacement before the weekend." I laughed it off as some weird creative writing project until I noticed the location history. Marcus had spent the last 6 months living in my exact neighborhood, shopping at my grocery store, and even frequenting the same obscure hole-in-the-wall bar where I have a standing Tuesday night reservation. I decided to check the recents in his photo gallery, and my heart nearly stopped. Mixed in with normal selfies were dozens of candid shots of me. There were photos of me getting my mail, me sleeping on my sofa through my living room window, and even a photo of the back of my head taken while I was standing in line for coffee. The most recent photo was taken 2 days ago, long after the phone was supposedly sitting in a yard sale box. It was a picture of the yard sale itself, taken from across the street, zoomed in on me holding the phone. I felt a cold sweat breakout when I realized the phone's Find My feature was still active. I looked at the map, and the green dot representing this device was exactly where it should be in my hand. But there was another icon on the family sharing map labeled the original, and it was moving. It wasn't blocks away or even across the street. According to the GPS, the other person was currently standing in my driveway. I froze, listening to the silence of my house, until the quiet was broken by a familiar ding from the kitchen. It was the sound of my real phone, the one I'd left on the counter receiving a text message. I crept toward the kitchen and looked at the screen. The message was from a contact I didn't recognize, but the text read, "Thanks for fixing screen, man. It looks much better now. I'll be inside in 30 seconds to pick it up. Don't worry about the door. I still have your spare key from under the planter." I don't keep a spare key under the planter anymore. I moved it 6 months ago. But when I looked out the window, I saw a man who looked exactly like me, dressed in my favorite jacket, reaching under the porch light and pulling out a key I hadn't seen in half a year. He didn't look like a stalker. He looked like he belonged there. And as he slid the key into the lock, he looked up at the window and gave me a small, appreciative nod, like we're just two co-workers finishing a shift.